Information, Mike. Wind at 320 degrees at 6, temperature 53, altimeter 3000.
People like you, organizations like RampCheck, I love you guys.
4, 5, 6. Gotta be down, ready now.
You are clear for takeoff runway 21 left. Winds are calm. Stand by for the retrans on uniform. It's showtime.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the RampCheck podcast. I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Ryan. Hey, hold on a sec, guys. I gotta go. I just got a notification that RampCheck's on the YouTube channel.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wait, that's us.
Oh, they went live.
Yes, it is. Aaron, you should probably go ahead and let our Instagram viewers know again that we're live. You want to do that? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Jump on and do that.
It's the Instatubes live version of the RampCheck podcast.
The Instatubes. That's funny.
Or something like that. I'm wearing my beanie because holy shit, it's cold outside.
Oh, geez, you don't even know, brother.
You don't even know. What do you mean? I don't know.
Well, I'm sitting on about 2 feet of snow from the winter storm last night. But in St. George, I will give it to you. It's colder in St. George than it normally is.
Yeah.
Isn't your ass cold? How
So-
are you
Ass,
sitting on 2 feet of snow?
All
Is
right,
it
I'm gonna jump on Instagram Live real quick, brother. So, yes, hey, it's Aaron with RampCheck Global. We are live streaming the podcast tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Best place to watch and communicate is through YouTube. Please join us there. I just want to say hello to some people who are on the Instagram live tonight. You can't see Tony and Ryan because they are not here with me. We are live in three different separate locations. But anyway, I want to invite everyone over to YouTube. Hold on, here we go. See?
Hey,
there's my camera.
It's the camera. What the hell?
I know. Anyway, but yeah, we're live on YouTube tonight. We do the podcast, the RampCheck podcast, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And that's what we're doing right now. Why don't you come on over? Our link to our YouTube channel is actually on our in our bio for those of you that don't know. But hello to everyone. Thanks for joining on the Instagram Live. But okay, all right, brothers, let's get back to the main live stream.
Yes. So if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't done it already, damn it, like, subscribe, share the podcast, and of course, tickle that little notification bell, please.
You just like to say tickle.
Right, I know. So tonight we're going to be talking about a few relevant topics, of course. There's a major snowstorm that has pretty much blanketed the western U.S., and it's moving its way eastward. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of being safe out there on the ramp, especially in the extreme conditions, the cold, the snow, whatever, and maybe talk about the importance of properly de-icing an aircraft. And we're going to chat a little bit about the F-35 ramp strike incident that happened last year, January of 2022. I think it was the 24th, actually.
It was January 24th of 22, correct?
22, on the USS Carl Vinson. But before we do all that, we got Lil Hess saying, "How's it going, boys?" Well, it's about damn time you were on time to watch us.
I know.
And also we got Aircraft Images. It's that time of the week. How's it going, gentlemen?
Great.
It's
Thank you.
Going well. Yes. Thank
Especially
you guys again
since
for watching.
You're there watching. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. We really appreciate you. And before we go any further,
Oh my God, Tony. Do you have that poster? Like, do you have it printed out in your bedroom? It's like behind your door, so when the door's open, nobody knows until you shut it. Just like when you're a teenager, you get the swimsuit model poster and you put it behind your door so your parents won't catch it.
No. It's on the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Ew.
No, thank you.
like right where my Cheryl Teagues and Farrah Fawcett posters were.
Oh
from
my
back.
God, boy, that dates you. So that's
Well,
funny you say that, because when I was younger, it was Elle McPherson and Kathy Ireland.
Oh,
Little Hess right now is going, who are they
Who?
talking about? Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
You'll just look it up.
Excuse me.
Look up those anyway. Jeez, we got sidetracked. But let's see here. Let's turn the chat off here really quick. So thank you for watching the RampCheck podcast. And as we mentioned, it is really cold outside. Big storm coming. You guys want to share, Aaron, Ryan, just a quick story working out on the ramp during the wintertime?
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
my gosh,
I've
yeah.
got many. I mean,
Same.
yeah. You want me to go first, brother?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Ladies
so-
first.
Well, you guys are on a roll today.
Before you go, Ryan, I just
Yeah.
wanted to say, Ryan and I did not coordinate. We're in red and black. That was totally a coincidence. And Tony down there, we told him to put a red hoodie on
We
so he
did.
could match.
We did. It was just coincidental.
It's
So
like, okay.
yeah. So,
So anyway, okay, brother. Go ahead.
I'll just say, so I was out using the snowblower and the shovel today because the front porch from the snow drift, it made the snow go up to my waist. It was like, so I'm out there today and I'm out shoveling, I'm out snowblowing, and I'm like, man, I don't know why, but I just had this feeling that like I kind of miss being out around the aircraft, like in the wintertime. That was fun, but
winter ops is fun, actually.
yeah, it is. And I think when you get busy and you're just kind of involved in it, you kind of forget about like how cold it is. And then when you go inside and things are numb, you're like, okay, yeah, it was a little cold out there for a while. But anyway, I mean, a story I always think about when I was de-icing, it was when I was on the graveyard shift, and sometimes you just get these random calls in the middle of the night for certain services that just pop up kind of unexpected. And I remember in the middle of the night, a Sun Country DC-10 gave us a call sitting over on what was then there was a de-ice pad on what was called the post office ramp then.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right. So was that when you and I worked together?
Actually, I think it's the same story I was thinking of.
Oh wow, that's funny. We have the same story. But
Is this the one where their APU was broken, so they kept the number
so
2
ran
running?
number 2. Yep,
There you
that's
go.
the exact
Okay.
story.
I know what you're getting. Okay.
So you'll
awesome.
have to think of another one, but
That's
unless you
okay.
want to tell your version.
No.
But yeah, I mean, in back in those days of working the ramp, things are so. What's the word now? I mean, back then you used to be able to have fun when you worked a graveyard shift, but now there's just so many things that so many people have ruined procedures to the point where, everything's so robotic like now. And, now you can't pull your cars in the hangar at night and wash them during a shift because, anyway.
Well,
but,
I think it's because, and I won't go too far off where you're going, Ryan, because I don't want to interrupt your story, but I think a lot of that honestly has to do with the quality of the people that are being hired to work the ramp, because a lot of these companies are so desperate for workers that they're hiring people that may be a little bit questionable as far as, safety wise, as far as integrity. And I think that's why all these, crackdowns on anything and everything, like
true. Yeah.
You can't even eat a damn Snickers bar on the ramp anymore type situation.
True.
Which
Well,
is
when
ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead and continue.
And just to elaborate on that, when I first started working the ramp, I worked with a crew of maybe 4 guys, and every one of them were passionate and loved aviation. By the time I finished, I worked with a crew of about 15 guys, and maybe 3 of us loved aviation. So that has to do with it as well. But anyway, call middle of the night. The company that normally they'd use for de-ice couldn't get their trucks working. They're like, hey, can you guys handle that? I heard DC-10, and I'm like out the door, I'm like heading out the door. And anyway, we get over there, get everything set up. We start de-icing, and as Aaron mentioned, the APU was down, so they just ran the number 2. And
those of you that don't know, on a DC-10, the number 2 is the tail engine.
Right.
Because a DC-10 is a tri-jet.
And they left that running, and I just remember being up in that boom above the aircraft and the steam from the glycol. Like, you couldn't really see most of the DC-10 because of the steam.
It was such a cold night.
Oh, yeah, and I'm up there right next to, I mean, obviously with safety distance, but a number 2 engine in the tail running, and you could see the clouds going through, and it's just howling, and I'm up there spraying. And I look down, and all I see are wingtips out the side of the mist and like the nose. It was just one of those moments where I'm like, swing.
Yeah. What a kick-ass moment. I mean, I remember that too, brother, because I remember being in the bucket de-icing as well and seeing the steam from the Type 1 glycol swirling into the number 2 very distinctly. And for those of you that don't know, when you de-ice an aircraft, you use a fluid called Type 1 glycol. And basically, it's a mixture of glycol, propylene glycol, and water, and it's got to be heated up to at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's super hot. And when you're in an open bucket, it's actually, there you go. There's a DC-10. And it's a super, it's heated to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're in an open bucket de-ice truck, you're actually holding that hot hose, and that's what helps keep you warm.
Yep.
When you're de-icing.
All these guys now that use the closed buckets.
I know.
I'm just like, I don't know if I'd want to do that, but anyway.
I know. But anyway, Ryan, I remember that story. I remember that story very, very well.
It's funny we have the same one.
I know. And so and I'll elaborate maybe on something else, but working winter ops is, it's a mess. But it is actually a lot of fun. One of my last experiences before I stopped working at the airport, I had moved back to Arizona, and I took a position as de-ice operations, supervisor / manager for a company, ASIG in Salt Lake City. We took care of all de-icing operations for everything except for Delta and Southwest Airlines. Delta and Southwest at that time took care of all their own de-icing ops. And I know for a fact that Delta still does that at Salt Lake International Airport. I'm not sure about Southwest, but so we took care of, American Airlines, US Airways before they merged. We took care of UPS, FedEx, DHL, SkyWest. They were the feeder airlines for all the large. Yeah, Tony used to work for SkyWest and Dispatch. But what was so fun about that is, you get into work super early because you have to be ready. De-ice trucks have to be out on the de-ice pad and ready to go before the first, bank of departures goes out. And it's actually kind of like, if you're into sports, it's kind of like, you get those pregame vibes, and, you got to make sure everything's good. You got to test all your glycol. Each truck carried the Type 1 de-icing fluid that I mentioned, and it also carried the Type 4 anti-ice fluid. And the reason why you have de-icing fluid and anti-icing, so if the weather is still, if it's still snowing or you got freezing rain, after you de-ice the aircraft with the hot glycol fluid, then you apply the Type 4
The anti-ice.
Anti-ice. And what that does is it gives the aircraft a holdover time from the time you applied the fluid to the time that they depart. And the holdover times vary depending on temperature and how much precipitation or what kind of precipitation was falling. But, maybe on average, aircraft would get, 20 to 30 minutes of holdover time.
Right. So basically
go ahead,
so I
brother.
was going to say, basically, that holdover time is there, so it allows the aircraft, after it de-ices, to either get to the end of the runway, and to take off, because the Type 4, it's kind of a thicker gel, and so it protects the critical surfaces of the aircraft from that ice building up. Because if the ice does build up on the critical surfaces, then you lose lift. It's catastrophic. But then as the aircraft takes off, where's my hand? There it is. As the aircraft takes off, you like that illustration?
That was good.
For those of you watching at home,
well, that's why you need a little plane by you, so you can do stuff like this.
I can grab the.
I'm just trying to say, as it takes off,
the Western 727
Type 4 shears off and basically falls off the back of the wing or the critical surface.
At around 100 knots roughly is when it comes up. But
exactly. So sorry, Aaron.
No, that's okay. There you go, an X-wing. I doubt one of those have ever been de-iced.
You never know. They were on Endor. Oh no, they weren't. Yeah, they were on Endor.
Yeah,
not
they
Endor.
were.
Hoth.
Yeah, but they wouldn't need to be de-iced because it's not the wings providing lift on those things. But
that's true.
Okay, so Type 1 Type 1 de-icing fluid, it's also dyed orange. So if you're ever on an airline flight and you're getting de-iced, you can see Type 1 de-icing fluid is orange and it's hot. So
it smells like maple syrup.
It tastes like maple syrup because it's sweet.
Yep.
It's propylene glycol.
It's on your lips.
It does. It's really sweet tasting.
I wouldn't recommend drinking it though.
Yeah, no. And then Type 4
Put it on your pancakes.
Anti-icing fluid, it's dyed green. So if you've ever flown or you've been to the airport, you watch aircraft, during winter operations, and you see an aircraft with a green tail, green wings, green all over the aircraft, that's because it's been anti-iced.
Right.
And go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna say, that's why winter operations are so important, because these aircraft, once they get de-iced or / anti-ice, sometimes they'll just de-ice depending on weather conditions, because the de-ice fluid will still give you a holdover time, but in severe weather or more precipitation, they anti-ice, as Aaron said earlier, depending on temperature and stuff. But they're so important because you need to be ready to go. Being competent with your times and how you de-ice the aircraft is important. And when you think about costs, you guys, if you don't know anything about de-icing, glycol is not cheap, and you have to, and all it does is shear off at a certain airspeed. So you got to be efficient. You have to know what you're doing, and at the same time, these airlines, they pay a lot of money in winter operations. So it's really important to, obviously take it seriously because of the safety of everyone on board. But
basically, the aircraft would not fly or fly properly without being de-iced if there's basically any kind of contaminants on the aircraft, especially the wings, tail, horizontal stabilizers. There's a famous accident back at Dulles. Wasn't it Dulles, the Air Florida 737?
I think so.
I think the crash in the Potomac. Was that the one?
It was in the Potomac. It went into the Potomac. Yeah.
I think that took off.
That was Reagan.
It was Reagan. I was just gonna say it was Reagan.
That's right. I knew it was in the DC area. But yeah, that was Reagan. But anyway, I just pulled up a picture of a post from our Instagram. I actually took this picture when I was running de-ice ops in Salt Lake City. You can see here it's an old MD-80, the old American Airlines MD-80, which we all miss because they're all retired now from American. But they actually required you to de-ice the engines before they would even start. So we would have to get special permission from airport operations in order to do this because, typically, to be environmentally friendly, you de-ice on a de-ice pad that it collects, and drains, and then they can actually recycle it, the glycol. But here we're de-icing one of the MD-80 engines from the rear. You also have to do it in the front too. It's really interesting. You really have to fan out the nozzle so you don't, spray glycol and potentially, flood the engine out or damage the engine.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's why
sure.
that's why that photo shows it fanned out so far or so wide because you can't have a lot of pressure because those nozzles, man, if you dial that down, it's like a fire hose, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to show that photo, and that was Type 1. But
It's pretty cool. So for those of you watching at home, quick quiz: what is Type 1 versus Type 4?
that's right.
So
That's
Wadley
right.
just checked in and said, "Let's not share horror stories from DC when I'm heading there next week." Well,
Oh no,
will be
Next month.
warmer by next week. Well, actually, yeah, I think the storm will probably. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I
It's
wanted to
probably
share
fine.
something just about the importance of de-icing. According to a study from the NTSB, aviation accident data showed that 583 icing accidents occurred and caused more than 800 fatalities from 1982 to 2000 in the United States. Well, that report's outdated. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But
I
still,
A
just
wonder,
little bit.
yeah.
I wonder if that's icing when they're in the air, or if that's like a de-icing
Right.
thing. I wonder if
Like
it's a
if an aircraft
mixture
isn't
or
properly de-iced, because ultimately, if you're out there de-icing, I mean, it's obviously your responsibility, and you need to be out there with the mindset that there are, 50, 100, 200, 300 souls on board that are relying on you
yeah,
to properly de-ice the aircraft. Now, the captain is ultimately responsible for departing, but he's relying on the information that you're giving him that everything was
yeah.
de-iced.
He can't see every square inch of the aircraft,
Right.
Right.
like
Basically,
you
from the
can.
cockpit. Right. And from the cockpit, the pilot and the co-pilot are required, especially in certain precipitation conditions, they're supposed to look outside, each side of the window to check the leading edges of the wings and whatever they can see to make sure that the clean wing concept has been followed.
Right.
And just a quick thing about holdover times, Aaron. Some aircraft and some airlines, they have a 0 holdover time if there's heavy snow.
Even with Type 4, huh?
Yep, even with Type
Huh.
4. So when I was at SkyWest Airlines, remembering, because we had to be familiar with and how to find the holdover tables for our aircraft, because and with the CRJ 700 and the CRJ 900, there actually was a holdover time for heavy precipitation, but for the CRJ 200, there was not. So
now I can tell you now.
How would that work? How would
hold on
0
Well,
holdover time?
And this might answer your question, Ryan. Ryan, have you ever de-iced CRJ 200?
Yep.
Do you remember there was a special procedure that you had to do after you de-iced? Do you remember what that was?
The tactile check, or
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually had to go up to the aircraft and touch the leading edge of the wings, make sure there was no ice buildup and no snow or contaminants, because the CRJ 200 does not have leading edge slats.
Right.
And so that might be why, I'm assuming, Tony, maybe that's why the 200 did not have a special holdover time, because they're like,
one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And so if they're let me see if I can find a METAR with heavy snow.
METAR.
But
And we are.
but anyway, Tony, I was just going to elaborate a little bit on what you were saying too. Is I can remember, de-icing, training my de-icers when I ran the operations. And one of the first things that I would tell them is I'd say, what we're doing is super important and it's required for the airlines to function safely and efficiently. And all you have to do is just kind of think about just pretend your grandma is on that flight or a family member or somebody you love and appreciate. And then you're going to make sure you're going to de-ice that damn thing correctly.
Right. So
don't half-ass it. Don't exactly. Because it is a very life and death thing.
No, it is. It's
super
a very
important.
serious thing. There were, when I was in charge of the training with, back with Millionaire and TAC Air, if I had someone I was training mess around once, I'm like, okay, this isn't for you. I didn't mess around with it, and and you just can't. Like, it's not something that you should take lightly. And I think that's important when it comes to de-icing. And I remember numerous times, for the most part, I would say like 99.9% of the pilots out there, are great and with you and everything. But I remember de-icing at times and just telling my driver, like, hey, like, I need you to get out and do a tactile. A tactile check means you're physically feeling the wing, like Aaron described. But and we got pilots on the thing. Well, we need to get out of here, and it's just like, well, sir, I need to check and make sure.
It's required.
Because there might just be this one section that, it might just be a glare from your goggles but I want to make sure that, this feels like, because obviously the fluid had to be hot and there were you have temperature gauges and things. But I just think it's just important numerous times I did that just to make sure it was good.
Yep.
And de-icing is one of the best jobs out there on the ramp. I love de-icing, man.
It was so fun. Me too.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, we're talking about de-icing, but basically I about lost my eyebrows one night because when we were working on the ramp in the wintertime, the APU exhaust on the CRJ 200s would just kind of shoot down. So you just kind of stand there and kind of warm up a little bit, like when you were surfacing the lav. And I remember one time I was out there and it was cold and I was servicing the lav and the APU hadn't been started yet, but the crew was just getting on the airplane. Well, I'm hooking up to the panel and I hear this because that's the APU firing up.
Oh yeah.
And this big brush of flame comes out of it, and I about lost my eyebrows. But anyway, hey, you want to watch a quick video about de-icing? Are you ready?
Sure. Let's see, as long as it's not Whoopi Goldberg.
Here's how it works. Typically, if there's anything falling from the sky, 2 batches of liquid are sprayed on the plane. They're called Type 1 and Type 4. Type 1 is a mix of glycol and water. The glycol is similar to the antifreeze used in your car radiator. The publication Chemical and Engineering News reports it has a freezing point of about 9 degrees, and it keeps water from freezing until about 58 degrees below zero. The crews try to work fast.
Usually when the pilots we have to de-ice, it's usually like one of those, man, here we go, another, 30-minute or another hour delay. We try to do it quick, but we also do it. We make sure we do everything, we do it right, and we get the job done.
The first spray is put on hot, typically about 150 to 180 degrees. It can melt and knock off the ice without freezing onto the plane itself. It's important to get all the ice off the wings and the tail because even ice as thin as medium sandpaper can significantly increase drag and reduce lift, basically making it much harder for the plane to get in the air. So the job of the first de-icing team is to get everything off, returning the smooth flying surfaces. Here's a fun fact, by the way. This is done while passengers are on the plane, and the pilots temporarily close all the outside vents to keep the spray from getting into the passenger cabin.
That's a fun
Type
fact.
1 is often mixed with an orange dye, so it's easy to see. How long does it last? Well, it depends. The industry term is holdover time. How long can the plane wait until it has to be sprayed down again? When it's really cold but dry, the holdover for Type 1 is 5 to 15 minutes, according to Chemical and Engineering News.
I think everybody gets
the plane
point.
Cannot.
We've already kind of covered all that.
You basically just played a video of everything we just said.
So I wish I actually
that you do with people on board.
That's right. I didn't realize how in depth we were getting on this because I've got so many great videos and photos. Of de-icing, but they're not queued up because I didn't know we were going to get this deep into it. So, no pun intended. So
that's kind of what happens when, we've had a really busy week. So
I know, but we didn't really go into this, this depth, in depth how we were gonna go. But but anyway,
hey, you want to see some videos of airplanes sliding off the ramp?
Sure.
Why not, huh? Okay, let's see. Did I share that one? Oh, no, I need to share it. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Oh, this must be in Russia. I see a Tu-154 over there.
There's an Airbus.
Oh, it's S7 Airlines, yeah.
Yeah, S7. Why isn't it playing? Do you guys see it?
No. It's not playing.
It's not playing.
That's okay.
Oh, here we go. There it is. And ooh, ruh-oh. Oh, geez. Could you imagine being in that other aircraft?
Right damn! Look, he's got his thrust reversers fully engaged.
Dang, dude. Wow. And you see how they're green? That's all the anti-ice on them.
Actually, S7 is green. That's the color.
I know. I'm kidding.
Anyway, so we'll have to get together some of our own videos and photos. I know I've got some really cool stuff that we could play. I'm actually really freaking annoyed that I didn't know we were going to do that because I would have had them ready. Damn it. Damn you, Tony, for bringing up winter ops.
The storm's only been, forecast for a freaking week. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, letting us know 10 minutes before probably, wasn't enough time, but.
Here, I'm working my ass off all day, okay? I just want to show one more. Here's one of the greatest of all time. Okay, ready? One of the greatest of all time sliding off the runway.
What the?
All right, Tony.
Don't you get it? Go greatest of all time?
Yeah, I get it.
You're not allowed to share any more videos this podcast.
Hey, at least there wasn't a video of the prostate after.
Yeah, that was your fault too.
That's what you get for letting me control the videos.
Yeah, well, let's not do videos.
That. Speaking of videos, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share with anybody that you can, hit that notification bell because you'll get notified when we do a live stream like we're doing tonight, every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, or when we upload new content. And speaking of new content, Aaron's been a busy little bee. We got a brand new video that just came up that he just finished, which is a really cool compilation of basically our I mean, it's going to sound really cheesy, but our Red Flag 23-1 journey.
Yeah, and there's no goats or prostate ads in it either.
But it's about 2.5 hours long. It's hard to edit that shit down, isn't it?
Oh my god, it took me forever. And I'd say the biggest issue was here. I'll put this on. One of the biggest issues is just organizing everything and putting it all in chronological order.
Yeah.
I'll play just a couple things of this. This is actually cool. So that was a buff landing, and then there's a couple couple stills.
Oh, nice. The Merc.
Oh yeah. And then there's a really
Nice.
cool video coming up. You guys will all remember. After this video.
Shoot, well, maybe
I'm trying to organize him to come over to the podcast, remember?
Right? I remember that.
Is it too loud? Sound okay?
No.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Fine.
Here we
I
go.
want it loud for this.
Oh, dude, it gives me chills, man.
Yeah, that's a
Oh.
great one.
That was such a badass moment.
But
So, yeah.
you guys.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna say, you guys need to go on and watch this thing. It's definitely long, but you know what? It's entertaining, and I love how
and a cold beer.
I like how, Aaron, how you mix like the aircraft with what we were doing, people we interacted with. You put a lot of your photos after you did a flyby. It's a really cool video, so make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel and watch that thing.
Definitely. It's like RampCheck podcast home movies.
That's
So
right.
it's all strung together. But yeah, so check that out on YouTube. Give it a watch. And of course, like it.
Watch this next clip that comes up.
Uh-oh.
We should.
Photos.
Oh yeah.
You can tell I'm a little tired from a day.
Honestly,
Can't really hear it. Why did Tony lock that? Is he afraid he's gonna jump out? Anyway, there's our view from our room. Yeah, it was a good view. Tony organized that for us.
Thank you very much.
All
I
right.
mean, you're welcome very much.
So anyway, okay, so this is the video, the clip I wanted
Shit, I'm
to show
scared.
everybody.
What one is it?
You'll remember.
Oh,
God.
Good thing they have these low energy doors.
oh man, so glad they had those.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's the tradition.
Yep. Oh, Tony's ready. Look at him. Look at him all looking badass and serious.
Here we go.
We're getting ready for this
Oh,
flex.
yeah, Strike Eagle. But anyway,
Boom.
the cool thing about this video though is it has a bunch of our lives that we did. Little river. You know, it's got videos. Tony did some video. We did some video on our phones.
You know what we need to do, brother?
Excuse me.
Is
But see, mine
One of
is
our-
a ramp check.
Go ahead, Tony. I'll pause it a
Yeah,
second.
you
Or I'll turn it down.
Closer to see them.
I think we should have an upcoming episode where we just sit and do an entire reaction video to this whole video.
Oh, dude, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So
Let's
anyway,
do it.
so this was kind of sad, but
Oh yeah, special.
we spread some ashes of our late father. He passed away last year, and
Dude,
that
don't
was
make me in the
that
live
was
stream.
I know that was a special moment. But anyway, we love and miss you, Dad. Look at those freaks there, man.
Holy
Dude,
shit, Paz.
who's Eminem? Is that me?
That's you, right?
It's Marshall Mathers right there.
And there's
Tony's
Tony.
Tony's double
Which is-
chin.
Look at that. Look at all that hair I used to have. Hold on a
Oh
sec.
my gosh,
And
dude.
And then Aaron's curly hair in the back, dude. Your long hair.
So
Wow.
I'm always
Oh my
wearing
gosh.
a hat because I'm freaking balding, I guess. Well, I did
Oh my
not bald.
gosh.
Shave my hair, but look at all
Dad-
man. I look
it-
like
Dude,
I look like
Dad looks like he just came from like glamour shots or
Yep.
something.
Yeah, Dad's got the good old stash.
Oh my gosh.
I look like Depeche Mode if they got fat.
Yeah.
Good God, look at that double triple chin of mine. Wow.
Hey, yeah, you and I have always been up and down in our weight in our lives until recent. I'm actually trying to lose a little bit of lbs myself, but 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 anyway, great
So
video, a lot of
I think
fun.
I was flying. I think I was still working for Southwest Airlines at the time, and I was flying back to Oklahoma City. Because you see my old number 100 Southwest Airlines boarding card.
Oh my gosh, there you go. That's
And
so
it was
funny.
Gate Bravo 11, which is Southwest, of course. So
Oh, we got to play this clip, dude, with Joe.
okay,
Wendy.
play it.
Okay, this is the last clip I'll play. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember this. You're silly.
Flying squirrel, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Wendy _ city _ spotter.
Yeah, those were some good low ones, man.
Good
That
old
was
Joe.
awesome.
Watch.
One for you.
And then ORD spotter.
That is super sweet. There you go. Hey, these are brand new, right? Brand new. I'm talking about. Actually, I wish I could sew it onto my shirt. Wait a minute, I can buy a shirt.
Hey, we're gonna get some patches made. We're gonna get the PVC patches done with that.
Hey, red flag.
That's right.
23-1. Out here with RampCheck Global.
That's right. Hey, what's your Instagram, or how do people follow you?
You can find me at Windy _city _spotter. Emphasize on the windy today. So this is
Yeah, this is your fault. All this damn wind.
Sorry, guys. Mine is RD.spotting.
All right. Sweet. It's so great good to see you guys. We'll see tons. Yeah, we'll hang out all day.
Great to see you guys.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you so much. What a
Okay, brothers. There you go.
So we definitely to just
we
do
need
a
to.
2.5 hour long reaction video and just watch that whole thing.
Maybe next week,
that'll be
man.
next episode. Yeah, let's just do that.
Let's do that.
Speaking of red flag, Jet City Press checking in saying red flag and a smiley face.
That's right. That gives us a smiley face too.
Absolutely. And then Little Hess is asking us, I'm going out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in a few weeks. Got any good tips on how to get good captures of the jets flying by?
First tip is have a camera.
Make sure the lens cover is off the lens. Take the cap off.
Yeah, just go hang out on Las Vegas Boulevard outside. What would that be? Just the east of the speedway?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the best gates for the flexes? Is it
around gate 6 roughly?
Okay,
Gate
yeah,
6 is always good.
Yep.
Anywhere between gate 5 and 7 is always good.
Right.
Just some people flex early, some late.
So now, Hess, if you're going down in a few weeks, speaking of a few weeks from now, Red Flag 23-2 is coming up. Did we ever get those dates nailed down, Aaron?
Yeah, but I don't have them off the top of my head. I'd have to look them up. But supposedly it starts the second week of March and goes 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And there's been proof that the Israelis are supposed to be participating because somebody found and posted some patches that they found online that show the 23-2 red flag logo and everything on them. So, but they were F-35 patches, so we're hoping maybe they'll bring F-15s as well. But I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
So, Preppy 235, aka Little Hess, says he'll be there for NASCAR, and the jets fly right over where we park in the RV lot. I have a question, Hess. How have we ever seen a picture of him? We haven't seen one on the podcast. And since Little Hess just said he's going to NASCAR, do you have a mullet?
Probably not everyone that likes NASCAR has a mullet, brother.
I know.
They don't?
Probably
what about
not.
a gun rack?
Yeah.
Well, what would someone like you do?
How dare you? How insensitive. How unwoke of you, brother. Jeez.
Hey, it's notice the airmen, God damn it.
But Little Hess, he actually your hoodie that you got from the RampCheck store, I think your dad bought you. Anyway, take a photo of that dude and send us a photo, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, send it to us. And okay, but don't send us to us. Don't send it to us until you grow a mullet, because apparently you don't have one.
No.
So,
don't listen to Tony.
NASCAR fans are some of the most patriotic people in the country. So
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotta
Yep.
love that. So
Oh yeah.
anyway,
keep it.
well, so anyway, should we move on to our main, I guess, story before we
Yeah, because
go?
we kind of talked about. It's going to be a little bit shorter podcast tonight, just because it is.
Yeah.
So back on January 24th, and Aaron, if you've got a video you want to queue up of that, or are we just going to talk about it? Or
Yeah, I can do it. Stand by. Just go ahead and talk about it for a second, and then I'll queue it up.
Okay, we got a quick update from Wadman. 23-2 dates are looking like March 13th until March 24th. Well,
there you go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wadman. We appreciate
you.
that. Very, very much. Let's see. By the way, can't harp on this enough. If you're watching us right now on Facebook, if you're watching us right now on Twitter, head over to YouTube. Watch us there. We want to build up our followers. I know we're over the 300 mark now. We want to get that number up to at least 1,000. And with all of our Instagram followers, if like 1/3 of you, no, actually like a 13th.
No, that's a lot
That
more
is
than
hard.
1,000
All right,
followers.
never mind.
But it's
Just
I don't know.
everybody
It makes life easier as a creator once we hit the 1,000
Yeah.
mark. That's why
Right.
we want that.
Yep.
But obviously, we want to keep going
Right.
from there.
That's just kind of a
Um,
benchmark on our.
it's our next step.
For
it's
YouTube.
our next step.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for
for
YouTube.
YouTube.
So like,
Okay,
subscribe,
so-
and share. Hit that notification bell. All right, brother, go for it. Oh, so I guess I should.
oh, keeps going.
Yikes.
Watch. Man, you just hear that landing signal officer, LSO. I think that's what they call it. I wasn't ever in the Navy, but
Wave
you can
off.
just hear him yelling at him, man.
Mhm.
Here it goes again.
Some more power.
Is this
So
another view?
whoever yeah. Ooh,
Oh man.
Oof.
damn! That pilot is lucky he survived.
Mm-hmm.
And do you
There's a little bit more.
do you have the cell phone video queued up?
I think it might be on here. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's on there. It's
It's on the very beginning.
Oh, it's the very beginning of the video that you sent us, Aaron.
Yeah.
So what was the? I'm trying to think of the other movie that there was that. I think it was an F8 Crusader, wasn't it? I can't remember.
It could be.
Well, they were showing it was in a movie, and it was supposed to be a certain type of airplane, but it was like really old video, and it was the same thing. Wave off, wave off, wave off. Do you remember what movie it was? It was obviously
I know what you're talking about.
It was the final countdown.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think
Yeah,
it was the
and
final
it was
countdown.
I think it was a Cougar that crashed. That video, that classic video
Gotcha.
of a Cougar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's anyway, interesting. So this happened back on January 24th, 2022. So last year. And I guess there was a final report that was issued about that. And Aaron, I'm going to let you take that away.
I thought you were having me try to find the cell phone video.
Oh, well, you were. Anyway. It's the pain and panic in his voice. That's the stuff that horrifies. Yeah, definitely. Could you imagine just witnessing that?
Yep. And after reading like the report and watching a couple former pilots, I think it was a former F-14 Tomcat pilot and F-18 pilot talk all about it. It's kind of crazy what happened and how it happened.
Yeah, it is. All right, so I'll pull this up now.
Okay, and then we can talk about it.
Here we go. So here, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, how's that look, guys? Oh, shit. There we go.
Gotta scroll it up a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so this comes from USNI News. Pilot error after Sierra Hotel break resulted in South China Sea F-35C crash, investigation says. The thing that's interesting about this was the first deployment with the F-35C operational aboard a carrier, which is interesting. And it's too bad that they had to lose one of the jets, but let's see here. So this article came out February 21st, 2023, but it was updated on the 22nd. The author says the post has been modified to clarify the recommendations from the investigators. So a 2022 ramp strike aboard the carrier USS Carl Vinson CVN-70 that injured 6 sailors and resulted in the loss of an F-35C Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter was due to a mistake by the fighter pilot during landing. An investigation into the January 24th, 2022 incident determined the junior officer had performed a specialized landing approach to Vinson for the first time, but he did not realize a built-in aid that helped control the plane's power during landing was switched off. Well, that sucks. The F-35, that wasn't in the article. I just added that in there.
That sucks.
The F-35C made an underpowered approach to the carrier, according to the investigation obtained by USNI News. By the time the pilot realized the aircraft was underpowered, there wasn't enough time to stop the aircraft's nose from striking the back of the flight deck and the F-35's landing gear. The momentum carried the fighter assigned to the Argonauts of Strike Fighter Squadron VFA 147 across the Vinson's deck and into the South China Sea. Flying debris injured 5 sailors on the deck. The pilot was hurt, ejecting from the fighter, according to the investigation. The mishap was the result of pilot error, wrote U.S. 7th Fleet Commander Vice Admiral Carl Thomas in the June 3rd endorsement. So, wow, that's pretty crazy, man. I can't believe there was a setting for landing that I guess the pilot missed.
Mm-hmm. So if I understand correctly from reading the report and kind of watching a video that we used to get some information, basically they were talking about how there's a checklist upon landing, and this type of approach, this type of landing that he was attempting, he had not done before, and on the checklist, maybe it was missed that he was supposed to turn on this auto throttle or auto power, and didn't realize it until it was too late. Is that right? I mean, in kind of like
on excuse me. Further on in the article, it says Jason 406 entered the groove, or the final approach to the carrier, and was moving too slowly. The pilot realized that the jet was extremely underpowered as the jet became slow and continued to descend or settle. The investigation continued. At this moment, the pilot manually pushed the throttle to military power and then went to maximum afterburner until he realized the plane was in a perilous state, failing to climb. 6 seconds later, the LSO told the pilot the speed was too low. A second later, the LSO told the pilot to wave off and hit the afterburners. Data recovered from the F-35C after the crash showed that after the turn, the F-135 engine on the aircraft shifted to flight idle, the minimum throttle position for the engine, and remained there until the pilot attempted to accelerate 2 seconds before hitting the ramp on the Vinson.
Wow.
Woo! Wow.
So I also saw that one of the things that they're going to do to kind of fix to make sure this doesn't happen again is that the auto throttle, or I just don't know the best way to put it.
It's like an auto throttle system.
Yeah, I think it said that was an optional thing for pilots to use, but now I don't think it's optional anymore.
Yeah.
Did you see that in the?
I actually didn't read. I don't recall reading that, but I wouldn't doubt it.
And let's talk about So the LSO that was injured, he actually had a couple of debris pieces from, I don't know what you would call it in the. Did we lose Tony?
Yeah, I guess I guess he's gone.
the one of the LSO that was injured, they actually he took a shrapnel from the part of the engine that expands on the afterburner.
Yeah.
He took some shrapnel to the head, and
wow.
And they couldn't do anything on the ship for him. He had to get some emergency surgery. So some UH-60s flew him. I think they said to the Philippines, which is where the closest like trauma ward was. But he lived. So it saved his life, and he lived. But there was another female worker that was on one of the tractors, just kind of on standby to tug things, waiting, and the right main landing gear broke off, and she was struck by debris from that. So yeah, this was a pretty major incident besides the loss of the F-35.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I believe that was the first F-35C model loss for the Navy, if I can recall. Because I know the Air Force has lost some A models and the Marines have lost some B models, but I think that was the first, at least operational loss of a C model.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, crazy videos, man. I'm sure whoever leaked those videos, man, got in a lot of damn trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I heard the ones that leaked that video from the LSO that they were actually disciplined via court-martial. So
interesting. Well, probably don't want to do that.
Nope, not at all. Oh, by the way, I figured out the movie that footage is in. Remember this? Okay, hold on. Let me play this really quick. Let's see.
He's not even sure what he heard.
Excuse me, sir, but this silent propulsion system could easily be mistaken.
Movie Brothers.
The only way to get you into Dallas is to fly.
Hunt for
October. Yeah.
The only way we can get you that far north is to strip it down and turn it into a flying gas can.
Excuse me, Admiral. Yankee 1 is on final.
Remember this? So they try to pass the F-14.
Power, wave off. Eject.
Yeah.
You know,
man, they should have had better movie consultants. What the hell was that?
No.
And dude, Alec Baldwin, he freaking looks like his balls haven't even dropped, dude. For Christ's sake.
They really haven't.
You know, they would have.
If he had any to begin with.
It would have been easier for them to try to pass the F-9 Cougar as an F-18 than an F-14, because it looked a lot more similar to an F-18 when it was anyway. Whatever. So, way to go, Hollywood. And there's an article too.
Fail again. The
right,
Aviation.
exactly. Let me show this other. Share this other article real quick. Let's see. So this. This is an article from, let me pull it up here. So this is from We Are the Mighty, and it's how Hollywood got Hunt for Red October wrong. So this was a story from a lieutenant in the Navy. As a lieutenant in the Navy, I was around when Paramount Studios was working on Hunt for Red October. They needed some crash footage to run with, so we helped out. That's where Hollywood started one of their biggest technical errors to date. The F-9 Cougar hitting the ramp of the USS Midway CV-41 during the Korean War. For some reason that only Paramount Pictures might be able to explain, the film of this mishap was used to represent the F-14 Tomcat crashing in the movie The Hunt for Red October. In the fall of 1989, I was a lieutenant, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of interesting.
That's kind of interesting. That was on the Midway, though. I mean, we've all been on the Midway.
Yeah, we've all
right
been
on
there,
the aft deck like that. That's crazy to think that.
Yep,
Right.
we definitely have. So yeah. So and then from Lil Hess. I know in the film Midway they showed numerous incidences of SBDs crash landing on the deck. Does a good job of showing just how challenging their carrier landings are. Man, a
Yeah, you imagine, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right? A carrier landing is basically a controlled crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and another side that I thought of when I was kind of researching and listening to that video on this F-35 crash is, you know, unfortunately they were talking about what happens to pilots when things like this happen. And, you know, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but the one gentleman talked about how they'll let him keep his wings and he can wear them on his uniform, but he's removed from being able to fly anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a little heartbreaking because you think like these guys are probably under a lot of pressure and stress as it is. And then to just know if you fuck up, that might be the end of your flying career in the military. You know, I mean, I understand, but
I'm invested.
Right. And I get that. And you know, but I just think like every time these guys fly, like they literally can't make a mistake that's like this. Like obviously there are going to be mistakes that are made that are less severe and less serious, but I kind of felt bad, you know, hearing about it. But
so he's not even going to be allowed to fly rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to go watch this video. This is
this is the
actually
video.
a really good one. This is Carol. He's a retired naval Tomcat guy, and he's got a lot of cool videos. But yeah, go check his channel out and go follow him. He's what I like about Ward Carroll is he's very technical and explains things very detailed and really gets into the meat and potatoes of everything, so to speak. So, but yeah, this is a good one. He's also got a retired. I believe this gentleman here is a retired Hornet guy.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. And then he's a Tomcat guy, Ward Carroll, right?
Yeah, on the left. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
So anyway, go check out his assessment of the report. And
Yeah, it's a great perspective to hear from them. It's about you can see on there it's about 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
I found it. I was 5 minutes in, and then I'm like, I just kind of was all in on it, you know, just was interested to hear.
It is interesting. Very well done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of well done, that was a good episode, brothers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it was. They all are.
Don't forget, every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, you can catch the RampCheck podcast live stream. And then, of course, if you can't join us live, this will be obviously uploaded automatically to YouTube. While you're on our YouTube channel, check out all of our great videos, including our brand new Red Flag 23-1 video that Aaron just finished putting together and got that upload. And while you're visiting the channel, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Again, we want to gain as many followers as we can. Let's see where we're at right now on followers right now, unless one of you guys has it up quicker than I just got a notification. Watch live now, RampCheck Global. No shit, sure. An hour ago.
That's what I showed earlier. Right at the start.
It just popped up on my phone. Anyway, that's too funny. Let's take a look here. So RampCheck Global. Wow. 321 subscribers.
That's good. I mean,
we started out the week at 306, I believe. So,
and we started with 1, so we're getting up there.
So you gotta start somewhere.
We're getting there. I'm loving it. It's fun. I like the interaction with people. Hey, there's your Matt Thiemann, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. What's up, man?
Weird day. I was in warm weather last week. Yeah, whatever.
So was I, but came home and here's
So
the
was
snow.
I.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, it was. So last night I played a little pickleball after work, and it was like 67 degrees and a little bit breezy, and I think it got up to like 38 today in St.
Nice.
Oh my God, St. George is supposed to be warm this time of year.
Exactly.
I don't have anything queued up because I didn't download my computer, but here's the top of my garbage cans today. If you can see that. That was in one night. There was no snow on the ground when I got home from St. George yesterday. So
yeah, that's crazy.
It comes quick. That's what she said.
Nice. Did you hear that last night, brother?
Bippity boppity.
Okay, children. Yeah. Oh my God, you guys! Left turn. Aircraft images. We got some warm weather in Tennessee right now. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's
The
nice.
only reason why it's warm is because the uranium is burning.
That's right. Yeah.
It's heating up the entire
that's-
state. Right now.
That's Ohio, not Tennessee.
No, you didn't hear about
another
Tennessee,
explosion. That's right, at the metal plant.
But hey, it could have come from Ohio too.
It's completely different. No,
What?
in Tennessee there was here. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick.
All my exes live in Texas. That's why. What does he say? Hang my hat in Tennessee.
I don't know.
What song is that? I know it's a country song. Dad actually used to
Probably
like
all my
this.
exes live in Texas.
Well, I know, but who
probably.
sings it? Like George Strait or something? I don't know. I don't know my country. I don't hate country, but I don't know it.
So
All my exes
major
live in
response.
Texas. Why I hang my hat
Major
in
response
Tennessee.
underway in Tennessee after a compound of uranium is on fire at the Y-12 National Security Complex in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. The complex confirmed that the material involved in the fire was a compound of uranium. Officials say the public isn't in any danger. Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Same officials
so
that probably.
today, but it's contained and put out apparently. But so that site in the Y-12 complex was actually part of the development of the nuclear bomb. The what was the project called? Manhattan
Project.
Yep.
So the Manhattan Project wasn't done in Manhattan.
Tennessee right now.
There's a lot of weird shit going on in the country. And I know it ain't a coincidence.
Oh my God.
You know,
look who we have running the place right now. What a fucking crazy dude.
Is that? Do you wear that in your pocket, brother? And pull that out.
What the?
He froze up just like that. That's great.
Oh, Monica. My signal's going out. I don't know why.
You're good now.
Oh, that was too funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jessica gave me this dude. I don't know if it was like a gag gift, like just for fun, or she really thought it was.
So,
by the way,
anyway.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I want to just you to have that in your pocket and attached to your shirt, and I want to flick you a quarter and be like, "What year is this, brother?" And have you go, "Looks like a 1978 GW."
We'll do it, dude. I wish I had a quarter.
Oh man.
What were you gonna say, Tony? Sorry.
Oh shit. I don't even know
So
if I
we have an ORD spotting patch right here. Let's
Let's look at the fine print.
let's look at the
Hold on a
quality
sec.
on this one.
One sec.
Oh,
One sec.
nicely done. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh God, we are so dumb, but I love it.
Did
so dumb.
it
What's
cut
that?
out? You guys disappeared.
No, I shut
Tony.
I shut Ryan and I off so you'd be full screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's some good quality. Good quality.
Well, all I can say is just everyone out there, keep your head on a swivel because they're just something ain't right, man. Like they're trying to play shit off like, oh, there's all these derailments every year. It's not a big deal, but yet
such
people are like
bullshit.
getting rashes and having problems, and you
my
know, and
God.
I don't really give a shit if anyone's like, oh, I don't want to get political. I don't even say that shit anymore. There is no fucking reason why the leader of our country should be over in Ukraine with all this shit going on within our country. It just,
It's really bad taste, man.
yep, just let him do it then, so he can just dig his own grave metaphorically. So
And speaking of President Brandon,
Oh boy, now
So-
we started Tony. Now
Well,
here
no,
goes Tony.
well, just make it quick, Tony. Just make it quick.
It's just going to be quick. Okay. You guys all know we can't stand that dipshit. But we really can't. But so over President's Day weekend, instead of celebrating President's Day here and maybe, helping out a certain group of people in Ohio, Brandon decides to go to the Ukraine and Poland. And I guess there's video of him falling down the stairs, getting off of Air Force One in Ukraine, and then falling up the stairs. What the hell, Aaron?
Aaron's got to put that monocle down.
Aaron, you're having way too much fun with that. Oh my God.
Anyway, I know I saw that too, but I think it was confirmed it was not him that fell though.
Was it confirmed? That was just a okay.
I
Here's the thing about Tennessee.
I saw a tweet about it.
Okay. Anyway, so aircraft images. Here's the thing about Tennessee as well, is that it is literally weird when it comes to weather. Yes, it is. I lived in Memphis for a short period of time, and that was the first time I was not able to get into my vehicle because it was frozen over with a sheet of ice.
Nice.
That was my first ice storm. It was crazy.
Suck.
But anyway, I'm just going to apologize for the last 5 minutes of the podcast.
I'm not.
Why?
It's always
Why?
good hanging out with my brothers.
It looks good to me.
All right. Well,
All right, enough
let's
of the
wrap it on
monocle.
up then.
Aaron, the
Okay.
Monopoly man. Okay.
Anyway, okay, so one quick thing I'm going to do is just remind everybody the Ramp Swag store. I have a bunch more of these designs to add, but I just haven't had time. But we've got some shoes, leggings, mugs, hoods, hats, stickers. If you see something on there like a design and it doesn't have the aircraft type you like, just shoot us a message. I'll be happy to design one for you. But anyway, just want to remind everybody of that and go to the Ramp Swag store. Get some really cool, unique Ramp Swag. We design all of our own Ramp Swag. So
yep.
There you have it.
Beauty.
All right. www.rampcheckglobal.com. That'll take you everywhere you need. There are links to the audio versions of the podcast, which are, of course, available on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Pandora, Audible, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. You can check out the RampCheck podcast audio version. And, of course, the video version right here on the YouTubes, live every Wednesday night here at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And I said it was going to be a shorter version of the podcast. And I wasn't lying. We're at an hour, 13 minutes. So it's a little bit shorter.
Bad.
Well, without Sluggo on, it kind of goes a little faster, man.
I know.
His story is just, we just can't get enough of his stories.
Yep. You gotta check out last week's episode of the podcast. We had Sluggo on once again. All kinds of great stories. And we still didn't talk about Soleimani.
No, we will.
Yeah, we'll have him on again.
Hey, Wadman says just bought a new hat. Thank you, Wadman.
Sweet.
Thanks,
brother.
Appreciate that, man. Red Flag again coming up next month, 23-2. We're going to be there. We're just not sure exactly when. As soon as we figure that out, we will let you know via either social media or social media.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wadman literally did just buy a new hat.
Oh, like you just got the little cha-ching.
Well, yeah, he bought the RampCheck logo Flex Fit mesh trucker cap. Nice.
Beauty.
Say that fast.
And
Anyway.
he used his coupon code. Good job.
Nice. Very cool. Go to the Ram Swag store, buy some cool shit. Okay?
Cheers.
Just like Wadman. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Wadman.
So I guess that covers it. Like, share, subscribe, whether you like it or not, like it anyway. Hit the notification bell. And for everybody who has subscribed to the podcast so far and who is watching and or listening, thank you. I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron.
And All My Exes Live in Texas, sung by George Strait. I'm Ryan. Good day.